I'm going to go back to Francis Galton, Charles Darwin's his cousin in the early 1800s. And, of course, he invented a science called eugenics. And his purpose was to speed up the evolution of humans in a positive way using selective breeding techniques in humans like we did in animals. And he had great banquets for people he considered smarter, faster, stronger, taller, more beautiful looking, and handsomer, and so forth. And he even came up with the idea of having marriage licenses. That's where the whole idea came up with marriage licenses, to have bureaucrats in the government actually interview people to see if their IQ was at least a minimum level so they didn't have babies that were retarded. That's all kind of how the marriage license thing started. Okay? Now, in the Second World War, the first people that Hitler killed was people in mental institutions because they were costing a lot of money, tied up a lot of doctors that were needed for the battlefield, and so they would line up people. They would use one bullet to shoot 5 or 6 people. They'd line them up and use one armor-piercing bullet to go through 5 or 10 people, and emptied out the mental institutions. When people complained, the medical doctors in the Nazi Party began to invent the halon gas, which, of course, gassed 60 million people. Well, how does this resonate? Well, if you ask a psychologist or a psychiatrist what causes mental illness, they'll all say an imbalance, a chemical imbalance, okay? And right now in America, 15 to 25% of people in jail or on the streets are psychotic. You know, they're ones who walk down the street screaming. You don't understand what they're screaming about. These are street preachers that are just ranting and raving, and they really have no place to go, and they sleep under bridges and so forth. And they're suffering from beriberi and pellagra and all kinds of lithium deficiencies and so forth. This translates into a huge financial and social burden for society, and this is all caused by nutritional deficiencies. Every mental disease you can think of, anxiety attacks, panic attacks, ADD, ADHD, autism, things like fetal alcohol syndrome, fetal drug syndrome, these things aren't caused by the drugs or the alcohol. It's actually caused by nutritional deficiencies because people who are alcoholics and druggies don't do very well when it comes to nutrition. They certainly don't supplement. Well, what is this? How does all this impact us as a society here in America? Well, right now, the cost, this is a front page story in the USA Today. It says $444 billion, it's like 40% of $1 trillion each year, are cost by treating and untreating people with mental illnesses. There's 108,000 hospital beds at any given time that house or sleep people with serious mental illnesses. More than 5 times that amount, 590,000 people with mental illnesses wind up in alternative institutions, including jails, city streets, homeless shelters, or the morgue. 40% of adults with severe mental illnesses, such as schizophrenia or bipolar disorders, have received no treatment in the past year. Everybody who does mass murders and serial killers are psychotics, okay? These people are nutritionally deficient. Soldiers who come home from the battlefield and commit suicide or kill other people, engage in really horrific family violence because they have a lot of training on how to injure and kill people, are mentally ill, not because of battlefield trauma, but because of malnutrition. There's nothing worse than living for 3 years on meals ready to eat, MREs, no nutrition, soft drinks. It's just absolutely a crime what we do to our military personnel. And so I encourage everybody to think of this as they give presents to young couples getting married, to people who are having anniversaries and becoming seniors and retiring. Everybody needs nutrition for the brain. Everybody needs the 90 essential nutrients for the brain. Okay, not only do you need it for your cartilage and your joints and your muscles and blood pressure and heart and kidneys and liver, but your brain also requires all 90 essential nutrients, 16 minerals, 16 vitamins, 12 essential amino acids, 3 essential fatty acids. I'm going to have you get that book, Rare Earths Forbidden Cures. I probably don't talk about that book as much as I should, Rare Earths Forbidden Cures, because of all the diseases that occur in the embryo because of nutritional deficiencies during the development of the brain. Okay? I mean, this whole book, Rare Earths Forbidden Cures, covers many of these brain, actual physical structure damage, as well as brain biochemical problems resulting from nutritional deficiencies. Okay? And every one of these people who do mass murders and who are serial killers have a psychiatrist or a psychologist. You never hear them being interviewed. The psychiatrists and psychologists sort of melt away when the patient goes and shoots up a school or shoots up a government building or shoots up a neighborhood. They blame it on the gun. Well, it's actually the psychiatrist and the psychologist who should be have their feet held to the fire. Because instead of giving nutrition to these people with psychotic problems, depression, manic depression, bipolar disease, anxiety attacks, they give them drugs because they make money by giving them drugs. And they've known for years that these people need to be institutionalized. They have the power to do that in every state in America. But they don't want to give up that weekly check. And so they hold these people and say, well, one more drug. If I only increase the dosage of this one, I'll keep them under control. And that's when everything breaks down. We have local disasters. We need to start trying the psychologists and psychiatrists who have been caring for these people who do the shoot-ups and the mass murders and the serial killings. We'll be back with Dead Doctors Don't Lie after these messages. Okay, Doug, what pearls of wisdom do you have for us today?
Well, sir, you have been vindicated again. Because for as long as I've told you, you've told people, or known you, you've told people to stay off the soda pop and these, carbonated drinks. Well, they've got a new study out that was published in the journal Nutrition. And they said, I found this on CNN, they say drinking soda is even worse for you than we thought. They said latest research presents yet another reason to lay off the sweetened carbonated beverages. According to these recent studies, they say you've already connected soft drinks and other sugary beverages with diseases such as diabetes and obesity. Previous research had found a correlation between soda and a higher likelihood of suffering a stroke. And the latest nail in the coffin suggests that the occasional bottle of pop, maybe once every few weeks or so, won't do much damage, but drinking 2 8-ounce sodas or more or sweetened juice drinks per day raises your stroke risk by 22%. This was self-reported data from about 68,000 men and women who filled out questionnaires on how often they consume sweetened drinks, their workout routines, and some more things about their life. Following up this study, participants about 10 years later, researchers found an association between those who consumed more than 2 sodas a day and higher odds of a type of stroke called a cerebral infarction, which is caused when blockage of blood vessels and the oxygen supply to the brain is cut off. Said it didn't matter whether the drinks were sweetened with artificial sweeteners or real ones. Both increase the subject's risk of a cerebral infarction, as well as overall risk of any type of stroke. They said it's important to keep in mind that this was self-reported data, which can often be unreliable. It says possible people in the study were underreporting how much soda they drank, but they say this it could skew the results, but still, even just 2 were linked with the increased stroke risk. They say the mechanism behind the stroke, they say researchers aren't sure. They theorize the increase in blood glucose levels turns a person's boosts their person's odds of developing diabetes. A known risk factor for a cerebral infarction may also be that soda increases inflammation, and inflammation has also been associated with an increased stroke risk. So there you go, vindicated once again.
Well, absolutely. And also, when you drink carbonated drinks, it reduces your ability to absorb things. It cuts out the level of acid in your stomach, and also causes you to malabsorb nutrients necessary for a healthy liver. And, of course, when you don't have a healthy liver, you cannot absorb omega-3 essential fatty acids. And omega-3 essential fatty acid deficiencies are actually the cause of thrombotic stroke, blood clots in the brain, pulmonary embolism, coronary thrombosis in the heart, deep vein thrombosis. And so definitely carbonated drinks, even Perrier water and club soda, things that people think of being benign, carbonated drinks over the long haul can have real problems, as can some of these proton pump inhibitors that doctors give when people do get reflux. Makes it worse by preventing the production of stomach acid. Then you can't absorb nutrients that make the liver happy, and then you wind up in the inability to absorb, again, the fat-soluble vitamins A, D, E, and K, the omega-3s, and you're at high risk for thrombotic stroke, coronary thrombosis, pulmonary embolism, deep vein thrombosis. So I like to use, when people have that history, the nightly essence, which has an enzyme in there called nattokinase, which dissolves blood clots. Take 3 of those twice a day. I also like the ultimate daily enzymes. The ultimate enzymes because they have called the gallbladder bottle because it has oxbile in there. It will help the absorption of omega-3s, which will reduce your risk of thrombosis. That's one of the lawsuits I lodged against the FDA in federal court, and I beat them there, too, on that one. Thank you, Doug. We'll be back after these messages.
Let's head to Atlanta, Georgia, and Pat, you're on with Dr. Wallach.
Well, Pat, you're on the air.
Hi, Dr. Wallach. How are you today?
Very fine, sir. Thank you. How can I help you?
Well, I have a question. I watched one of your videos on YouTube about a gentleman that you made a bet with about curing his diabetes in 2 weeks.
Okay.
Diabetes. And I was wondering what that protocol...
It was actually 90 days. It was actually 90 days.
Yeah. Okay. So I was wondering what that protocol was.
Okay. Is this for yourself?
Yes, it is.
Okay. How much do you weigh, sir?
Hypertension and diabetes. I went to get a knee surgery done, and they wouldn't do the surgery because both of those were too high, and they sent me home.
Good for you. Okay, you lucked out there. So you have high blood pressure, knee problems, and type 2 diabetes.
Well, the knee problem was from a severe injury that they were going to give me a new knee so that I could walk right on it. But
okay, well, let's see what we can't do with that, too. So you have type 2 diabetes and high blood pressure and knee problems from trauma.
Right.
Okay, how much do you weigh, sir?
About 325.
So you're a big fella.
Yeah.
So we're going to give you the ideal amount. Shar?
Yes.
Okay, we got a big fella here. He's got type 2 diabetes, high blood pressure, and some knee problems. What would you do for him?
He needs 3 of the healthy blood and sugar packs, and then he needs extra glucogel for the knee problem.
Mm-hmm.
And the high blood pressure, he should probably... He needs the Ultimate Daily also for the high blood pressure.
Absolutely. Okay, very, very good. And Shar gave you the ideal, Pat. Of course, if finances are a problem, you can cut it down to 2. But ideally, she's quite correct. You need 3 healthy blood sugar packs per month. Take a full dose of everything at breakfast, lunch, and dinner. That'll allow you to have 12 of the sweeties a day, 4 at breakfast, 4 at lunch, 4 at dinner. Take your fasting blood sugar every morning before you medicate yourself. And as your blood sugar drops, you do want to reduce your medication. We had one guy about your size in a place called Rockmart, Georgia, not too long ago. Same size guy, and he'd had diabetes for 30 years. 30 years, Pat. And in 30 days, it dropped down from like 280. His blood sugar was like 280. Couldn't get it below that with injectable insulin, and he got it down to below 100 and off his medication. So you can do the same thing. Now, the high blood pressure, I'd have you take 3 bottles a month of the Ultimate Daily tablets. I'd have you take 12 a day, 4 at breakfast, 4 at lunch, 4 at dinner. That's those 3 bottles a month. And then, of course, for the knee thing, as Shar said, I'd get 3 bottles of the glucogel, so you could have 20 of those a day, 5 at breakfast, lunch, dinner, and 5 at bedtime with a glass of water. Call us every couple of weeks. 90 days, you're going to be a new man. We'll be back after these messages.
Let's head to Alberta, Canada, and Linda, you're on with Dr. Wallach.
Hello, Linda, you're on the air.
Hi, Dr. Wallach. I'm brand new to longevity, and I just wanted to say I appreciate the wealth of life-giving information that you've got out there for us.
Well, thank you so much, and welcome to our family.
Thank you.
How can we help you today?
Nasal polyps. Growth. I've had them for 10 years. My options from the MDs were surgery or steroids, and I didn't want to do either, but I know that you can help me.
Okay. Well, polyps, nasal polyps, and intestinal polyps, lung polyps, all these kind of things, polyps anywhere, have to do with irritation. And they come from people smoking, people being around smoking. They come from people who work in an environment where there's chemicals, either lots of machineries and copiers and printers and other machinery that require solvents and liquids and inks and so forth. People who work around machinery. Do you have any of those situations?
Recently, yes, because for the last couple of years I worked in an office. But prior to that, I was on the farm, so I was healthier then.
Okay.
Yeah.
And also, polyps, of course, can be caused by constant inhaling of dust and fertilizers and sprays and I don't know if you have orchards or livestock or soybeans or whatever, but there's all kinds of dust and sprays and that kind of stuff can be involved there. Do you have any history of like skin problems, any eczema or dermatitis or psoriasis?
No.
Do you have any history of constipation or diarrhea?
No.
Do you have any keratosis or rough, dry patches of skin on the back of your arms?
No.
Okay. Do you have any periodontal disease, loose teeth, receding gums, anything like that?
No.
Okay, good. Do you have any children?
Not yet.
Okay. Let's see here. Do you have any brothers and sisters?
Yes, I do.
Do they have any health problems? Anybody have their appendix out? Asthma, skin problems?
No, I think we have a little bit of thyroid somewhere in there, and
Okay.
Weight gain for one. So she's got lots of issues.
Okay. Well, you say lots of issues. What does that mean? What does she have?
Well, she just, swelling, and she had her gallbladder removed, and it's from one diet to another, but I'm going to introduce her to longevity, so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very good. Now, does she have any children?
She does.
And does she have any children with asthma or skin problems or anything like that?
No.
Okay. But she has problems.
She does, yeah.
Okay. So,
however, this thing for myself here, I had my lungs poisoned basically in a grain bin. It had moldy dust in it, and that was years ago, but it almost seems like that's kind of where it started.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's very possible. Anything that's going to chronically irritate the nasal passages is going to do that. So, hang on. We'll come back. We'll give you a little program to get you on the road to recovery here after these messages. And Doug, let's go right back to Canada and Linda. Okay, let's see here. First of all, what I'd like you to do, and how much do you weigh here, Linda?
140.
140, okay. All right. Let's see here. What I want you to do is 140 is go ahead and take one healthy brain and heart pack per month. Okay? That deals with the upper respiratory stuff, the heart, the brain. I'd have one health, and that's going to give you maximum nutrition for your body weight there. One healthy brain and heart pack per month. Take a half a dose of everything at breakfast, half a dose at dinner. I also want you to use a blend of respiratory aromatherapy oils from our Ancient Legacy division called Breath of Life. I've seen it work wonders in these sort of situations. What I want you to do is put a few drops on both your hands, rub your hands together, inhale it, but also rub it on your chest and a little bit on your throat. And then also Raven Sarah, that's another respiratory aromatherapy oil from our Ancient Legacy division. I want you to put a few drops on the bottom of each foot, on the ball of each foot before you go to bed at night. Then the secret sauce here to help reduce the size of the current polyps is the CM Plus capsules. CM Plus capsules, I have two forms, either the dry capsules or the CM Plus soft gels. I'd want you to take 3 of those twice a day, the soft gels. They're going to give you total body anti-inflammatory support. Okay, and this will, of course, refer to also your nasal passages and sinuses. So you should see a significant reduction because you sound a little nasally to me, and so that will help. Now, Shar?
Yes?
What would you do to help her drop her load of inflammatory stuff out of her diet?
Get on a gluten-free diet.
Good. That's right on. And then I would also throw in, no nitrates, nitrites, none of those sort of things, no fried foods, absolutely no oils. It means no olive oil, no coconut oil, no margarines, mayonnaise, salad dressing, cooking oils, no gluten, as Shar points out. All those things are inflammatory things. You want to stay away from them all. And if you have a lot of stuff in the area where you work, it wouldn't hurt to get some of these paper masks that the people who do spray painting use and wear those at work. They do it in China. They do it in Japan and Korea. Why not here in America? Okay, Doug, let's go to callers.
Let's head to Bryan, Texas. And Jane, you're on with Dr. Wallach.
Hello, Jane, you're on the air.
Okay. Since my last call on April 11th was to see how to cleanse the liver exposed to toxic chemicals, since that conversation, I've been in 7 days in the hospital, diagnosed with abscesses on my liver. I'm presently getting 42 infusions of Rocephin and levofloxacin, 3 tablets daily. What longevity should I be taking?
Okay, how much do you weigh, Jane?
I'm down to 124.
Okay, what does that represent? How much weight have you lost?
In the hospital, about 7-8 pounds.
Okay. All right. What do they say was the source of these abscesses? Did you have dental abscesses or?
We have no idea. It's just a bacteria. I do not know how I got the bacteria.
Okay. So they're bacterial abscesses.
Yes.
Okay. Did they culture them? Did they surgically remove them? Or
no? Yes. One was drained. The first one was over 500 cc's of fluid came out.
Oh my goodness gracious! So they were big abscesses.
One was, and then there's still some other smaller ones. They did one smaller one that nothing but blood was in the bag, and they took that out the next day.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. Let's see here, Shar.
Yeah.
Okay. What do we have that will help kill bugs in addition to the 90 essentials? Obviously, 124 pounds. Jane needs the healthy brain and heart pack. I get an extra bottle of selenium. She can have 3 at breakfast, 3 at dinner. That's going to support the liver. The liver loves to recover. Also, the de-stress capsule, 3 of those twice a day. That's going to help the liver recover. It's a great support for the liver. But what would you add because she has this chronic infection in the liver? What would you give her?
I would take a killer biotic, and I would take it every day.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I would go ahead and take 6 of those. Your body weight. Take 6, 3 at breakfast, 3 at dinner. The Killer Biotic is a blend of 8 herbs, all of which support the immune system, and 2 of those herbs actually have antimicrobial properties, and I take them every day because I'm on the airplane with people hacking and coughing. I don't want to get respiratory stuff. I certainly don't want to get any abscesses in my lungs, my liver, any place else, my brain, and so you did the right thing by calling us, Jane, and thank you, Shar. Okay, Doug, let's go back to callers.
Let's head to Los Angeles, California, and Marla, you're on with Dr. Wallach.
Marla, you're on the air.
Oh, hi, Dr. Wallach. I saw you on a television program, and you said something about a chocolate that will help with high blood pressure.
Okay, yep. Well, chocolate has flavonols in it, which do lower blood pressure. This was actually written up in the Journal of the American Medical Association. I think it was like August 23rd, 2003. And, Shar, you have a personal story about your dad and chocolate, don't you?
Oh, yeah. My dad had high blood pressure, and he was on 3 different high blood pressure medicines, and the chocolate did it, got it down real quick.
Yeah, well, you called me in the middle of the night one time. You said your dad's blood pressure went up, it spiked up, and as I recall, it was like 200, over 110 or something like that, and we didn't want to take him to the hospital. And so, which chocolate did you give him? Did you give him the Triple Treat or the Cocogevity?
We gave him the Triple Treat chocolate.
Well, there you go. And how long thereafter was it that his blood pressure dropped?
Immediately, right away.
Isn't that a crazy thing?
Yeah, within an hour.
Yeah, within an hour. And I get this actually quite a bit. People call me in the middle of the night because some loved one, a spouse or a parent or a kid even, will have high blood pressure, and for some reason or another. And it doesn't matter why. If you have blood pressure, you want to obviously take, and you know it, you want to be taking the ultimate daily tablets that will support and promote healthy blood pressure, will support and promote healthy blood flow through obstructed arteries. You always want to have the Triple Treat chocolate and the Cocogevity liquid chocolate available, and you take a little bit every day. I try to take a minimum of 4 to 6 pieces of Chardonnay. That's my favorite. Triple Treat chocolate with the blueberries and the probiotics, but it also has the flavonols in there. Also, that'll give you 100,000 auric points to support your immune system again and protect you from all kinds of things. But also it has the flavonols, which lower blood pressure, and I just take them just as a preventative. They will do the same thing. That was the write-up in August of 2003 in the Journal of the American Medical Association. They were just freaking out because here's this herb. In fact, chocolate is an herb. Chocolate beans is an herb. And it will do the same thing the prescription drugs will for dropping your blood pressure very quickly, but there's no negative side effects. And so when that came out, we actually came up with the Cocogevity, a great liquid dark chocolate with the flavonols in it to lower blood pressure. Also gives you 3,000 auric points for antioxidants per ounce. And, of course, don't forget the PEAs, the phenylethylamines, which is the love chemical in both the Triple Treat chocolate, the Triple Truffle chocolate, and the Cocogevity. Shar, which one do you like the best?
I like them all.
And what do you use the Cocogevity for?
Ice cream. I always have it on my ice cream.
Okay, yeah, I love it on ice cream. Of course, ice cream is the 91st essential nutrient, and I like to put it in my Java Fit coffee. You're not a coffee drinker, Char, but I like to put the cocogivity in my Java Fit coffee, and I make my own mocha cafe that way. And it is just superlative. A Java Fit premium roast coffee and the cocogivity, it doesn't get any better than that, and helps keep your blood pressure down. Don't forget the Ultimate Daily Tablets. It works like a charm. Well, stick with us. We'll be back with more Truth, Justice, and the Longevity Way after these messages. We're back with Dead Doctors Online, the ZBS Radio Network. Dr. Joel Wallach here for Longevity, 90 for Life Crusade. And Doug, let's go to callers.
So let's head to Castroville, California. And Michael, you're on with Dr. Wallach.
Michael, you're on the air.
Doctor. I listened to your program ever since you started. Went on it years ago when you first started, and you only had a few products, and I fixed my knees, but now they're bad again. And they want to operate and give me 2 new knees, and I'm putting it off. And and they're I got on high blood pressure pills, and I didn't want to do that. Benacar, that's the lowest dose in potassium chloride, and some other thing that's diuretic.
Okay.
And I want to get off all this stuff.
Okay, good. What do you weigh, sir?
220.
220.
6 feet tall.
Okay. Any other issues? Diabetes, back problems, anything like that?
I had a stent put back in 2008. No damage to my heart whatsoever. But they put me on Lipitor, and I took myself off. I was in pain.
Good for you.
24/7. I
Wow.
said I'd rather be dead than have that.
Okay, good man, good thinking. Okay, we only have a moment here. So 220, Shar.
Oh.
Okay, the fellow's had a heart stent installed. He has high blood pressure. He's got bone-to-bone arthritis in his knees. What would you give him?
2 of the healthy bone and joint packs.
Okay.
And for the high blood pressure, I give him the Ultimate Daily.
Okay, good. Now, the Ultimate Daily is going to be the same for the heart stents as well as the high blood pressure. Perfect. And 2 of the healthy bone and joint packs, exactly right. That'll be 15 glucogel a day, 5 at breakfast, 5 at lunch, 5 at dinner, and a full dose for everything else twice a day. But the Ultimate Daily tablets, you're exactly right, Char. That's going to support and promote healthy blood pressure. It's going to support and promote healthy blood flow through obstructed arteries. And it's imperative, Michael, that you give up the bad stuff. It's imperative you give up the bad stuff, which is what's caused your blood pressure as well as the sclerosis, your arteries, your heart, and your brain, and your kidneys, and every place else. And it absolutely means no fried foods, no processed meats, with nitrates, nitrites, no deli slices, no sandwich meats, no sausage, ham, bacon, bologna, salami, pastrami, pepperoni, jerky, corned beef, Spam, canned meats, hot dogs, all that's got to go, and no oils. Char? What are the worst oils here?
They're all bad. There are no oils. No oils.
Okay.
They're all bad.
Okay, absolutely. No olive oil, no coconut oil, no margarines, mayonnaise, salad dressing, cooking oils. And also, if you eat canned fish, it's fine, but they got to be packed in water, mustard, tomato sauce, not oil. And give us a call every couple of weeks because blood pressure comes down pretty fast. And also, let us know how you're doing with those knees because the healthy bone and joint pack, 2 of those for you, you're going to be amazed at how well that does. Plus, you're going to get the CM cream with it. That'll give you some immediate pain relief for about 3 to 5 hours. You may have to apply it 2-3 times a day. But give us a call every couple of weeks. Give us a progress report. You may be one of our poster boys here. Okay, we only have
to rebuild your cartilage. It is possible, right?
Oh, absolutely. If your doctor says it's impossible, he's a liar.
Okay, thank you, doctor.
You're very welcome. Absolutely. Yeah, you can regrow cartilage. Okay, yeah, we only have about 30 seconds here. Char, what's your parting message today for our listeners?
Take care of yourself. Take care of yourself as good as you take care of your car, and everything will be fine, and you won't have to give all your money to the medical profession.
Exactly. Preventive maintenance.
Exactly.
Char's been doing it for 25 years, hasn't been to a doctor for being ill in 25 years, been taking the 90 essential nutrients twice a day. I've been doing it for 68 years. If everybody were like Char and me medically, guess what? The medical profession would be real humble if all their patients only visited them once every 75 years. That's pretty cool.
Yes.
But you have to do that. You have to be obsessive about it. And I know that Char takes her 90 essential nutrients twice a day. I take mine twice a day. And it never fails. You cannot fail. So I urge everybody to get a hold of that book, Epigenetics. and learn why you need to take the 90 essential nutrients. Get the book Immortality and why you have to take the 90 essential nutrients. Get the book Rare Earths and Cures, why you need to take the 90 essential nutrients. These 3 books, Epigenetics, The Death of the Genetic Theory of Disease Transmission, the book Immortality, and the book Rare Earths and Cures. Covers over 900 different diseases and teaches you how to add 25 to 50 healthy years to your life. Well, thank you, Shar. Super job as usual. Thank you so much, Doug and Billy. Superlative job as usual. God bless each and every one of you. God bless our troops. God bless our Navy SEALs. And God bless America.